Want to know how to be a good defensive midfielder? Then stick around to learn about the defensive midfielder position. Hey, I'm Dylan Joseph, soccer trainer and #1 best-selling Amazon author. To increase your skills, overcome average performances, and boost your self-esteem, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video to learn the 2 people that you should look at if you want to learn how to be a better defensive midfielder. And the next 2 videos in this series are actually the box-to-box center midfielder as well as the attacking midfielder, so make sure to stay tuned. Defensive midfielders, also known as holding midfielders, usually wear the shirt number 4. Originally, midfielders were referred to as halfbacks because half their role was to play defense and the other half was to play offense. Defensive midfielders are center midfielders who specialize in dispossessing the other team and cutting off passing lanes. Of all the midfield players, the defensive/holding midfielder is often viewed as the ball winner. The defensive midfielder is the ball winner who tries to earn the ball back for the team by intercepting passes, challenging players on the other team, as well as making the occasional tackle. A defensive midfielder is often positioned just behind a center midfielder or an attacking center midfielder, and because they're focusing so much on the defense, that allows that other midfielder in the center of the field to focus more on offense. When their team has the ball, the defensive midfielder helps move the ball from the defense to the other midfielders and potentially even pass them to the forwards. When the other team has the ball, they are tasked with not allowing that ball to get to their team's defense. And could you give this video a quick like? Passing and receiving skills are a must because they're in such a crowded portion of the field that they have to be able to quickly take that attacking touch, create space, and lay balls off to other teammates. Holding midfielders double as great deep-lying playmakers if they can pass the ball well because they're often located right next to their team's defense. And having very good long-distance passing abilities is super helpful because with just one pass, they can pass the ball past many players on the other team. Holding midfielders must be great tacklers, able to cut off passes, and have a considerable amount of endurance as they play in the midfield. Often, holding midfielders tend to want to push those players on the other team with the ball towards the sidelines in order to push them into a position where they can be less effective and a lot less dangerous. Defensive midfielders often have to help their teammates that have gone up to help with the attack and the ball gets turned over, often when those wingbacks go up the sides and the flanks and don't have enough time to get back and help to support. Holding midfielders are often tasked with slowing down the opposition's speed of play and often cover the best midfielder on the other team. Skills needed: ability to tackle an attacker, passing and receiving in the part of the field with the most pressure, good at taking and giving directions, significant endurance, ability to shoot from outside the 18-yard box, know when to commit a tactical foul. Advantages of being a defensive midfielder: have mobility in their position and can go wherever the situation demands, occasionally provides assists, helps to prevent counterattacks by the other team. Disadvantages: generally do not get many goals, needs the most stamina and endurance because they tend to be one of the players who run the most, plays in a congested portion of the field. To learn about the more than 20 possible positions on a soccer field, make sure to grab one of the 14 Understand Soccer series books, Soccer Positions, using the link in the description below. The first great defensive midfielder is Nagalo Kante of Leicester City, Chelsea, as well as the French national team. He has won the French Footballer of the Year, the World Cup, the FA Cup, and back-to-back EPL titles. In fact, his quick rise to soccer stardom has resulted in unique and funny Kante facts. A couple of the best ones are: 70% of the world is covered by water, the other 30% is covered by Kante. Kante can tackle your imaginary friends. And another one is Kante once ran the London Marathon as a warm-up before a game. All these funny statements show the incredible endurance as well as some speed that Kante has as a defensive and holding midfielder, and a lot of these can actually be found on my Instagram page at Understand Soccer. The next holding midfielder is Sergio Busquets, who plays for Barcelona as well as the Spanish national team. Because he was slow and tall, many people in the soccer community didn't realize how good he was until he played under Pep Guardiola, who was able to show off his abilities. So Busquets has the smarts, endurance, and no desire for fan adoration. Busquets is uninterested in public praise and only cares about helping his team win more titles. He's even gone on to say that I would rather steal 10 balls than to shoot. My job is to make everyone else's job easier. So subscribe to avoid missing that next weekly video on the box-to-box midfielder position. And click here for that video on the sweeper position.